The White House today is hosting a major event called Winning the AI Race, a one-day event on American artificial intelligence, where a number of Silicon Valley companies will be present later today. This after the president signed the historic Genius Act into law, providing digital market structure for crypto and following through on his promise to make America the crypto capital of the world. Industry leaders from MasterCard, Coinbase, Circle, Tether, and more joined the president at the bill signing. Tether Ardoino called this one of the biggest legal landmarks in U.S. economic history. He was there at the signing. Joining me now is the man himself, Tether Ardoino. Paolo, great to see you. Thank you so much for being here. And, of course, the stablecoin industry has been something that many people expect to create growth for the broader economy as it is attached to the dollar. Tell us how the Genius Act impacts Tether.
Thank you, Maria, for so I was very pleased to participate to the signing event. The Genius Act is laying the ground for the explosion and positive way of the stablecoin industry that my company created in 2014, creating the first stablecoin called USDT, that today has more than $162 billion in market cap and more than 450 million users across the emerging markets, developing countries. Just a digital dollar is a dollar that moves on digital rails like the blockchain technology. And this is very important because stablecoins are the tool for the US dollar hegemony expansion. They are the tools to push back against the de-dollarization efforts pushed by the BRICS countries. And so when we are going in Argentina, when we're going in Brazil, Vietnam, in Turkey, in Africa, in many countries in Africa, we are pushing for the dollar adoption through USD, through stablecoins technology. And that is also a very positive effort to use the capital raised through the adoption of stablecoins to buy back the US debt. As of today, my company Tether owns and holds more than $130 billion in US treasuries. That is basically an unprecedented number for a private company. We own and held more treasuries than Germany and Spain and many other countries.
That's incredible. That the current situation also allows for increasing demand for U.S. treasuries?
Oh, absolutely. To find the U.S. dollar as the best product the United States ever created. And think about all the people living in emerging markets where the inflation is 50% year over year. I mean, in Europe and the US, we complain about 3-4%, but in many countries, the inflation is so high, the devaluation of their national currencies is so fast against the US dollar that the people want to have access to the dollar. That is what USDT, what Tether is providing to them, to hundreds of millions of people, to tens of millions of families. And with that, yes, they want the dollar, and that creates an incredible new demand treasuries to US treasuries that have been dumped by China and Japan recently. Tether was in 2024 among the 5th largest purchasers of US treasuries.
Yeah, that's incredible, particularly now, as you say, that Japan and China have been. The Genius Act also requires foreign issuers to comply with strict anti-money laundering laws, undergoing complex audit reserves with a 3-year deadline for companies to make those changes, Paolo. You say Tether will make sure U.S. DT complies with the Genius Act so that they can trade in the United States, right? You also say you're considering a U.S.-specific stablecoin.
So first of all, I want to say it's the only stablecoin today that has the highest bar when it comes to complying with AML and working with law enforcement. We are the only stablecoin and crypto company that onboarded United States Secret Services. We work with the FBI, we work with the DOJ, we work with OFAC and the Treasury, and we work globally across the world with more than 250 law enforcement agencies. So AML and compliance is paramount for us, and we will continue to drive that. Of course, the Genius Act requires additional things from foreign issuers like Tether, and we're going to make sure to comply. We have, as you said, rightfully so, 3 years to comply, and for us is very important to remain listed on U.S. secondary markets. But at the same time, we are going to announce very soon our new initiative for a U.S. domestic stablecoin that will compete in the U.S. domestic market. So I'm very excited about that. I think will be a very highly efficient new offering for U.S. institutions.
Yeah, what a moment. In David Sachs yesterday, the White House AI and crypto czar, and asked him about this moment in time where we're seeing new ways of doing things, whether it be through AI or crypto. And of course, ahead of his major summit today, the one-day event, Winning the AI Race. Here's David Sachs with me yesterday. Watch. So, David, tell us about the Genius Act and how that will change things in a practical way.
Who, during the campaign, promised to make the United States the crypto capital of the planet. He prioritized the issue, and it was his direct intervention in the bill that got over the finish line. The final week, the way to think about a stablecoin, I think, is a digital dollar. This allows the dollar to be used online in crypto wallets across the world, and by doing that, it extends the dollar's dominance internationally. And I think it's going to bolster the dollar status as a reserve currency for the world, and in so doing, create trillions of dollars of demand for U.S. treasuries.
Paolo, this is changing, including for you. Tether hit more than $160 billion in market value, making it the world's biggest stablecoin by far. Paolo, congratulations to you. Where do you see this company going? What's your strategy for growth?
First of all, thank you very much for that. I'm very excited. Look, being the company that created this stablecoin industry, we are honored and humbled that the most powerful government of the world, the United States government, took the time to review this technology and regulate it, because it was very, very much needed. Very thankful to President Trump. I think that we are very early. The potential for stablecoins can be easily 10-fold and even more, up to 50-fold in the next 10 years. Keep in mind, it has 450 million users in emerging markets. We believe that there is opportunity to grow to 3 billion users still in emerging markets that are left behind by the traditional financial system. These are not bad people. They are simply too poor of being of interest of banks, and stablecoins are a lifeline for them, but also doing that, being stablecoin, the biggest financial inclusion movement and solution, because again, we are bringing the US dollar to hundreds of millions of people in these poor countries. We're also creating, as I said before, a huge unprecedented demand for the US economy and for the US debt. So this can keep growing, and it's only as of today, as of this week, that every other competitor, every bank will look at this technology finally and its potential to be used both in the United States and abroad to keep pushing for an open global financial system that is more fair to everyone.
Amazing. Paolo will be watching this morning.
Thank you, Maria.